Gente, a música é tudo no tempo de isolamento. A música é amor, a música é harmonia, a música é paz. Enfim, a música é a música.
In spring of 2021, Rewire went fully online. Working under physical restrictions, new works were commissioned, performances were premiered, and remote collaborations were established worldwide. Artists and audiences came together online for a programme of audiovisual and interactive experiences, talks, workshops and meditations. Under the theme of resetting, the festival explored processes of change and adaptation. How do we listen, create and connect to one another when all aspects of our lives have changed? Setting up a series of remote residencies, the festival invited artists from all around the world to work together online and in isolation. Musical artists created new collaborative pieces. Filmmakers and video artists teamed up with musicians to produce audiovisual works.
I will miss the festival this year in its physical form, but on the other hand, I think it's really exciting to see, how artists can collaborate remotely and have this new edition completely from different places for Rewire 2021.
So the whole focus for Valentina and my work for Rewire Festival was to focus on this phrase, beauty of destruction, which is a phrase that I developed to try to further explain why I appreciated the sonic characteristics of broken records and needles in my performance practice. With that idea, she found ceramic implements and broke them to, question the idea of if the sound of something breaking, can it be redeemed and be something beautiful?
Moving the festival online meant that the location of the festival became the internet. A 2D platform was built to showcase audiovisual and digital works, but also to provide a virtual meeting space. Software developers, game designers and creative coders collaborated with musicians and composers to create interactive and digital works.
I hope with the pandemic it showed us all through this isolation just a glimpse of what it's like to be a disabled person and to not really be able to have access to the things outside that able-bodied people have access to. So I hope as we return back to normal that everyone remembers and maintains the live stream and keep it alongside the live presentations, because it actually created a lot more access.
Behind closed doors, in 3 iconic venues in The Hague, but also in over a dozen of countries around the world, performances were especially recorded for the festival and became online premieres.
The positive aspects of being able to present the work online is that you can actually have a lot more of a dialogue as to where the focus needs to be on the piece. So I don't consider myself a video artist, and I think that it's challenging as an artist to suddenly have to leap into doing work for film and online. But I do understand that there is the opportunity then to think, well, how would I want to view this concert if I could choose?
In September, after months of live-streamed concerts and restrictions on touring and performing, Rewire was happy to welcome artists and audiences back to The Hague once again. Familiar venues and outdoors locations hosted an intimate offline edition and offered a snapshot of the full Rewire experience.
I've
I've just performed Arrow Live for Rewire offline edition and brought my band with me and visuals, which was pretty great and special. It's wonderful to be performing live after such a long time, and actually it's my first time taking Arrow live as a show, and you just can't replicate the feeling of it, feeling the audience and the energy, and it's such a human feeling that people are noticing that we can't do without it.
Making use of public spaces, Music for a Busy City brought together new compositions created in response to urban locations.
Here in this installation, you are required to either stand on the outside and see how the sound changes as a result of the movement of the revolving doors, or you go inside and you can hear specific sounds going on in each compartment. Yeah, I think it's really important to embrace the surroundings of the environment, the people passing all of the time. It's not, oh, I'm going to see a piece. It's also while you're in the piece, you become aware of everything else that you are actually exposed to every day. And that's a really special thing, I think.
The exhibition, A State of Amplitude, looked at the potential of using sound as a method of construction and destruction. Sonic sculptures and instruments created a space of compositional coincidences and invited audiences to explore vibrations.
Proximity Music is a program presented by III together with Rewire. It's an exhibition with presenting the work of 10 different artists at different locations throughout The Hague. And it invites us to engage with music, with all our senses and our whole body. Why it's great for II to work with Rewire is that the audience that comes to Rewire, they want to discover something new.
I'm presenting Dhwani. It's an installation of interconnected bells, temple bells from South Asia with an AI component which is facilitating an interaction with the environment of this venue, the human presence and the playfulness within which the audience are interacting with the system.
When the audience comes to the installation space, they're going to encounter with 4 spark plugs with custom-made 4 loudspeakers. The spark plugs produce square waves, so you're going to listen to 4 square wave oscillators synth music, which shows that a part of the car can make music.
I'm working with the Embassy of the North Sea, and our aim is to represent the North Sea as its own political entity. So for Rewire, we're producing the sound walk, Hearing Like a Herring. So the people are walking around the dock with headphones on, and they're listening to underwater sound recordings. And also halfway, people are going to do some of their own field work and listening with little hydrophones to the sounds of the harbor here in Scheveningen.
Well, I'm happy to present a piece called Forest Phantoms. Rewire and Bas Bakker commissioned me to make this piece, and over a period of time I made many different audio recordings with different setups in the forest, capturing lots of different kind of environments. The listeners are going to sit beside a tree, basically on the ground, and then almost like a kind of group meditation, we're going to listen to the piece together. It's really different to listen to a piece like this in your house or to listen to it in an environment like this. You smell the vegetation, you feel a connection with also other people listening at the same time.